We're making rings. Don't go away. Hey everybody, it's Paul from Fat Guy Productions, coming to you as always from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, and I'm at the ring workbench today. And I also feel kind of like a jackass. I forgot about you, okay? Now, I probably shouldn't say it that way. That's probably doing myself a disservice. But what I did is I started a coin ring project that I think you would be interested in, and I wasn't filming. And so it hit me, and I said, oh my gosh, they're going to want to see this one. Stop everything and start filming. So that's what we're doing. Today, what I'm doing is I'm making a coin ring out of a 1949 Canadian 50-cent piece. Okay? Now, as you can see, I've already punched the hole in it, and I'll tell you about that when I get over to the press. So I'll detail what I used and stuff for this. But let me show you this coin. It's absolutely stunning. Okay, I'm going to come on over here. Don't get bashful on me now. Okay, so let's start with the ugly side, because I don't know, somebody was really stoned. Okay, because that's the one side. Needless to say, that is going on the inside. But wait till you see the other side of this thing here. Look how beautiful that is. Canada, 1949. The dual lions, the crown. Wow. Okay, this is going to be a beautiful ring. It really is. Okay? So let's go over to the press and we'll get this turned into a ring. Okay, time and again you have seen me punch holes using my Jason's Works punch. So I don't think you're really missing anything. The only thing I wanted to tell you about is for this particular coin at this size, I used a 1/2-inch punch. Okay, again, just kind of testing it to see how the artwork will feel after you punch the hole out. And then I needed to use one of these additional spacers. The Jason's Works punch, this was the nearest spacer that would fit, but you see it doesn't really fit. So what I have to do is I take one of these little spacers. I believe I got these from a gentleman named Mike Stills. I'll put a link down below for that. This must be the wrong one. I used this one instead. But basically the coin sits in this spacer like so, and then the whole thing sits in that spacer, and that's how you go ahead and space it. So as you can see, I can fit a whole plethora of different kinds of coins and sizes. It's just a matter of getting something that'll fit here. So I did that, and I punched the 1/2-inch hole in the center of the coin, and now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put a fold in it using my stainless steel starting cone, as always. And I got to find the right die. So let's take a peek here. That's kind of shallow. Let's see here. Oh, look at that. There we go. That fits really good. Man, that's a smaller coin than it looks to be. Okay, so this is Jason's Works 1.1, 1.2 at 17 degrees slope on the inside. And I'm going to be using the 1.2 side. And again, as I showed you, the one side of this coin is completely lame. I mean, this is terrible. It's like, after all the work they did on the back, it's like they got bored and just said, let's just stick this head on here and call it a day. So, terrible, terrible. So needless to say, the date side of the coin will be out. So it goes down into the die. Alright, so we put that in there, make sure it's nice and level. Set the starting cone in. Kind of make sure everything's lined up. If you don't take your time with this, this is where you're going to run into problems. The coin is going to get pressed down through the die at a angle, and you're going to end up with a wonky ring. So don't skimp on this. You know, take your time. Make sure everything's sitting right. when you put it under some pressure, if it starts to seem wrong, stop and fix it. So we'll just go ahead and raise it until we get some contact. And make sure everything still looks good, and it does. And so now we can go ahead and press that. Okay, now our initial fold is done. And there we have it, okay? So looking good. So that is the beginning and end of the stainless steel cone. Okay, all the rest is going to be done with Deburring cones by my friend over the pond, Neil Pipet. I'll put a link to his stuff too. All right, so yeah, I had deburred this before I started filming. But I always, after the first fold, will file. I actually almost file every time I anneal. Maybe it's overkill, maybe it's not, but my failure rate is very, very low. So if you're having failures, it sounds to me like you need to anneal more and file more. I actually had somebody asking about all this filing. Why are you filing after deburring? Well, there's a couple things going on here. In the early stages of the process, I only deburr the one time. That's before I make the initial fold. And all the rest of this is filing. And the idea is to file away the beginnings of any micro cracks, something that you might not be able to see that is going to blossom into a split and kill your ring. So filing is an important part of the ring making process. And the other time I file is when I'm doing my final sizing. Once I have the ring mostly shaped, I will be a little bit small, and then I will run the deburring tool on the reeded edge to soften it because it's thick and it can get a lip in there. So I'll run the deburring tool in there, and then I'll file it to kind of give it a better shape. Okay, so there you have it. There's my first fold. Now we're going to go ahead and anneal, and then we'll find the right folding cone for this. Okay, silver is silver, unless you're talking pure silver. But these silver coins are all the same, and the Sharpie trick will work just fine on this Canadian silver coin. So we'll put the Sharpie mark on it, and then we'll hit it with the torch. Somebody once asked me about quenching, and they're used to watching all these knife and sword makers quench their swords in fluids to harden them. Well, the metal for a sword is different than silver. Silver is not affected by the quenching. You don't have to quench it. You could throw it to the side and let it cool off if you want to sit and wait for it. But it does not harden it by quenching, so why not quench and get back to work? Okay, so now we need to find the folding cone I'm going to use here. I want it to be able to stick out the bottom here. That's probably going to be it. That's too big. Yeah, okay, that's going to be it right there. Just enough to get it in there. This is going to be perfect. Okay, so for me, the folding process continues until the inner walls of the ring are flat up against the walls of the folding cone. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. Once that's done, then I can start worrying about sizing and the shape of the ring. So let's see here. It's still too big for the smaller size, so we'll stick over here. Again, don't cut corners when putting the ring into the die or when putting the cone into the ring. Because if this thing goes crooked on you, it's a real pain to fix. Is it impossible? No, but it's not fun. Maybe that's a great idea for another video, is maybe I should mess up a bunch of rings and show you how to fix them. All right, see, that didn't work worth a damn. Now, some people who use the Delrin have gotten coins stuck onto the Delrin. Just keep pushing. At a certain point, the coin will release from the cone. If you're leveled and square and doing everything right, though, you probably won't have an issue. All right, so there we have that. Okay. Okay, see, it's a little bit stuck right there. Look at that, huh? It's like you asked for it. You said, hey, could you show me how to get a coin off? Now, I could keep pushing, but you see it had gone a little bit crooked, which is why it's stuck. So, I am going to be creative here. There we go. We put that right there. And we get to stick it in the press. And just kind of pop it out. There. Didn't take much. Okay. So, rings off, okay? And because it went crooked, I stopped before it went crazy, so we were able to save that. And even with the best alignment, you're going to sometimes have a ring go crooked on you. And that will lead you to a wonky coin, and then you'll have to deal with that. Okay, a quick file, nothing major. I didn't go that far. So how often should you anneal? Well, more than you think. Almost any time I have to stop, I anneal. So when I'm doing Swedish wrap, every time I get to the end of a pusher, I anneal. Just over and over again, anneal and file. And you'll come out just fine. Anneal and file. Man, I'm going to have to make myself one of these things. Okay, this is going to be spectacular. Now, this is a gift for a friend, a guy who provides a lot of my coins for me. And so I'm kind of left to my own designs. I'm not entirely sure what kind of finish I'm going to put on this. Whew, that's going to be beautiful. Part of me is thinking that it would look really cool with some black powder coating, but I'm concerned about being able to get that detail out without messing it up. So I don't know. Another part of me thinks it would look great polished. I think I'll wait until I shine it up when I'm done and see what it looks like and then go from there. All right, back to annealing. Now, you may notice I'm talking to you. Now, we're actually doing this whole thing pretty much live, which isn't really how I normally do these. Why? I don't really know. I think maybe because this was so impromptu that I just all of a sudden realized, hey, this would make a good video for your coin ring friends. And so, I don't know, this just seems right. Maybe in the comments you can let me know what you think of this format. If you like it this way, maybe this is how I'll do it from now on instead of things like voiceovers and stuff. But, so far so good. All right, annealed, and this should be the last trip on the folding cones. Okay, so the guy I'm making this for is named Stephen Nix. And I have a local guy I buy most of my Morgans from. But when I want something particularly nice or very specific, something unusual, Stephen Nix is the man I go to. Damn you. And I'm going to put a link to his page in the comments section. Now, don't just go by what he shows there. This guy is magic and somehow can get virtually anything. So if you're looking for that unusual coin or something different, Stephen Nix is your guy. Very, very, absolutely reliable and trustworthy. You know, instead of trying to buy on eBay and worry, am I ever going to get my coin? Contact Stephen. His prices are great. He gets beautiful coins. Look at that. That's great. Okay. So let's take a quick check on the size. It's got to be an 11 at the end. So right now we're at a 7. So it's time to start stretching this sucker out. So we are done with the folding cone, and this for now at least. We might need it to shape the ring. But before I go any further, let's give it one more filing. Now also, think of the filing as a head start to the finishing process. This cut edge, if done right, will just shine like a penny when you're finished. And your customer will absolutely appreciate how nice it will look. And one of the things that is necessary is a good soft edge. And so, not only are we preventing the ring from splitting here, we're getting a really good head start on that soft edge. Alright, let's see. I'll show it to you up close here in a second. Just get that done. Boy, that looks amazing. The lions, the date, everything. Oh, man, that's going to be a beautiful ring. Okay, here, let me give you a close-up look here. Okay, there you go. Focus, damn you. Come on. There we go. Pretty nice, huh? Okay, so let's go to the ring stretcher. Okay, in the last pass on the annealing, I didn't push it too far, so I think I've got a little bit of room to work here, so I'm going to go ahead and start stretching. Now, the tines of your stretcher can actually obliterate the details on the inside of the ring. So it's important that you're paying attention. Right now, the way I'm going to stretch it, you can see it's only really making contact at the cut edge where there is no detail anyhow. But I'll be very, very careful to make sure that these are not killing the detail on the inside of my ring. And if so, I'll show you how to deal with that. Okay, so let's go ahead and start to stretch this sucker out a little bit. And what I'm feeling for, first of all, I'm helping it down, keeping it level, and rotating it a little bit as I go, just a hair, so that you don't start to get marks from the splines here. And also I'm looking for it to start to get a little bit harder. As it starts to get harder right here, that tells me that the ring is work hardening and it's time to anneal again. which it is. Okay, while I was annealing it this last time, I noticed a problem with it, and it's really hard to see, but let's see if I can get it for you. Okay, look to the right of the ring and see how beveled that is? Then look to the left. It's not the same bevel, okay? It's off-centered. Okay, so what I have to do now is I have to figure out how to fix it. Now I can continue to just work the ring as it is, and it will probably straighten up. But the easiest way that I know of is to just run this through the Swedish wrap until it squares itself back up. So that's what we're gonna do. I don't really need to Swedish wrap it for any other reason than to deal with the fact that it's offset. I have a surprise at the end of the video here, hanging in the oven. It's another ring I've done. I'll show you the finished product here. Okay, so this is gonna be right. Don't need this, I'm gonna need a pusher. So I gotta find the right pusher for this. Alright, that should work. Again, the pushers are Deburring and made by my friend Neil Pipet. Okay, so now when you're doing a Swedish wrap, it's important that the pusher fits the top of the coin. If it's too small, so this is a little too small, and it pushes off and does this number on it, this may be soft, but it will ruin your coin. So I'm going to use this side because it's almost a dead-on match. Okay, and I can go down to, I can't go very far, but just enough, and then I'll switch it. So we'll go ahead and get this wrapped up with our Blue Monster. If you've watched my videos, you know about Blue Monster. This is absolutely the only way to go for Swedish wrap. You get these giant rolls that last ring after ring after ring after ring, and man, does it protect your rings. Stuff is amazing. I buy it in like a 4-pack. So good. Highly recommended, and yes, the link is in the description. All right, so I'll drop the ring in there, and what I always do is I take the bigger side first, always. That's the side I'm gonna push with anyhow, but I use it to kind of level the ring out in the die. Okay, now I will take and I will line this up really carefully and make sure it's equal in here, all the way around. And it is, it looks great. Okay. And then we can go ahead and press. You see the black mark? So the first things you should do is to your Swedish wrap dies and your pushers is mark them so you know always how far you can go. And I can go that far, okay? And there we go. Take that out, peel that off. And there's our ring. Okay. I don't normally wear rubber gloves when I'm working, unless I'm powder coating or electro polishing or zinc plating something. And I was putting some clear powder coating on the mystery prize in the oven there. I just never took off the gloves. Okay, so that went a long way to squaring it up, but it's still not quite square. Now what's gonna happen here is the ring is gonna get too small. So I'm gonna end up having to stretch this sucker back out to get to my right size. Not a big deal. It's not the way I would prefer to do this, but you know, sometimes you have to let the ring tell you what it wants. And that's what's happening here. The ring is telling me, hey, this is how I want to be done. Okay, so now I'll just flip the pusher over and use the other side So we can go ahead and take it, we'll wrap it again. Again, using the Blue Monster. Boy, this stuff is good. Do you see how it changes colors? Okay, pay attention to that. See, right now it's kind of this light blue. And when it comes out, it's going to be this dark blue. What's happening is under the pressure that I'm applying to it, this is a 6-ton press. I'm putting a lot of pressure on the metal, on the Blue Monster, on the dies, on the pushers. Everything's under immense pressure. And what's happening is ultimately the Blue Monster is plasticizing. It's becoming one plastic layer. Okay, so I've got that in there, and remember I said I always put the bigger side in first, just to kind of see how unsquare that is. I'm going to use that to kind of level off how the ring is sitting in the die. That's good. Now I'll take it out and turn it over to the small side that I'm going to use to push. Level this sucker out. Okay. Yeah, maybe one day I'll come out and I'll just, before I start filming, I'll screw up a bunch of rings and show you how to fix them. Because not everything is a lost cause. All right, and right to my mark. Okay, there we go. And that's probably going to be about as far as I'm going to go with the Swedish wrap. All right, so let's take a look. This is what I'm talking about. See how it turned to that dark blue? It almost becomes one piece of almost like a plastic. And that's from the pressure. That's what it's supposed to be doing. It's absorbing all that excess energy and protecting the ring underneath it. Okay, yeah, I think this is going to be just about right. Now we can finish stretching it out on the ring stretcher. Get the right size. All right, there we go. Yeah, that looks really, really nice. Really sweet. Okay. There she is. In all her blur. There we go. Okay, so let's go over to the ring stretcher. Okay, so on my way over here, I went ahead and annealed again. I didn't film it because I had the feeling all my Pyromaniac viewers were in too big of a frenzy, and so I thought it's best to not show that. But anyhow, I annealed again because we'd done a lot to it at that point, and we're going to start stretching, and we don't want to break it now because it's looking amazing, okay? Well, now that it's fairly square, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stretch it this way. And as you can see, that means the tines of the stretcher can touch the inside of the ring. And I don't want that direct contact. So the simplest trick, and there's a lot of them, some guys use plastic bags, others use little pieces of paper towel, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take a little piece of paper towel here, blue shop towel, okay? And I'm just going to kind of put it down up over this. Slide the ring down onto it. And then it and the ring and everything goes down. All right, and that's going to protect the inside of my ring. Now, again, small pushes on the ring stretcher, little twist, okay? So I'll pull back, move it down and twist it a little bit. Push, pull back. Now watch. Twist. Push, twist. Push, twist. Push, twist. Push, twist. Push, twist. push, twist. Okay, now let's check our size here. And when we started, I was just shy of a 9. Okay, so we're trying to get to an 11. I'm now at like a 9.5 one direction and 9.5 the other. Always measure coin rings both directions, because you've got this thick reeded edge and this thin cut edge. And you've got to make sure that the smallest dimension is sized properly. So I'm at 9.5 right now. So I've got some more work to do. So we'll go ahead. You know what? Let's go ahead and kneel. I'll be right back. Okay, did you miss me? I'm back. I bet you did. I missed you. If I kneel again, I promise I'll take you with. I don't want you getting all attitude-y with me. Okay, put that on there. And just pull it down. Okay. Again, push, twist, push, twist, twist, push, twist, push, twist, push, twist, push, twist, push, twist. Now, this way, when you're doing it this way, it's stretching the ring equally. So any offset that we had, remember we had that offset? It would have squared the ring up doing that, okay? We'd already taken care of it, but it would have done it there anyhow. All right, we've got to be really close. That's feeling like a 10-ish. No, I'm just over an 11. I'm 11 and 11.25. But now what I want to do is I'm going to deburr inside the reeded edge to soften that up, file, and then we'll reduce back down to our final size. Okay, so let's hit the deburring tool. Okay, stupid me, I filled this up with garbage. All right, so I'm just going to deburr, and you know, you want to be careful here. I want to remove the inner part of that reeded edge. It's going to make the ring a little bit bigger, but it's definitely going to make it more comfortable. All right, let's take a look. Oh yeah, that feels real nice in there. Okay. Uh-oh, tore my glove. I should probably take these things off anyhow. I'm not a glove guy. I don't know why I just never bothered to take them off. Look at my hands, are all sweaty. Okay, but, oh yeah, that feels great. Okay, so I'm going to take the files to this, and then we're going to reduce this back over at the press. Okay, so just gently file that down a little bit in case the burring tool left any sharp spots. Make sure I don't file away any of the art. And now I'm going to kind of come in at an angle like this and bevel that so it's not a sharp edge there. I'll do more of that when I chuck this up on my drill in a chuck, and then I'll spin it against some sandpaper and really soften these edges up. But this is a good way to get it started. And you can't really see what I'm doing here, but as I'm filing, my left hand is actually rotating the ring. Once it gets to an uncomfortable spot, I'll stop and I'll reposition. But the ring is actually rotating as I'm doing this. All right, that's looking really, really good. Oh my gosh, that's looking awesome. It's gonna feel nice too. It's gonna look great. Wow, this is gonna be nice. Super happy with this. Okay. All right, so like I said, let's take a look at our size. Now, remember I told you we were like 11.25? We're just over 12 now. So deburring, you can see Deburring and that filing will easily move you 1/4 of an inch in size, so that's something that you have to take in consideration. But now, all I have to do is fine-tune my size to my 11, okay? I don't need to do anything else to this ring except that. So my best bet is going to be, I'm going to use a 17-degree walled die to reduce this. And I'll tell you, because I don't want to give it much of a, if any, of a fat tire look. I like it looking a little bit square here, and so I don't want to curve it in too much. I just want to bring the size down here. So we're going to start. I always get the reeded edge sized first, because then I'll know what it looks like, and I'll know what I have to do to the cut edge. The cut edge is always easier, and so I want to match it to the reeded edge. Okay, so we're going to stick it in that die, and it shouldn't take a lot. Square it up, and that's probably going to be really, really close. Okay. Oh, look at that. I'm just a hair under 11, so I'll just tweak that on the structure when I get to it. Now, it did put a slight offset into the two edges, so I do have to do the other side, but that's not a big deal. So we'll go ahead and turn the ring around. And now what we have to do, because we're going to be pressing on the reeded edge, we have to protect this. So let me grab a shop towel here. Yes, you need shop towels in your life. If you follow any of my videos, you notice I use these for everything. I use them for my Matchbox restorations, Hot Wheel restorations, ring making, model building. Regular paper towels just don't cut the mustard, especially for this. So I just folded this up, and that's more than enough to protect our reeds. So I've got the reeds face up that are going to be up against my surface. That's why I've got to protect them. And now this is going to not need much at all. Okay, all we're trying to do is make the ring symmetrical here. Okay, so we're just going to get it under tension, and maybe just about that much. Okay, and we'll lower it out. And let's take a look and see what we have here. Okay, so I'm looking at the ring. The walls are symmetrical. It looks fantastic. I already know I'm a little bit off the mark on the size. That actually kind of stretched out the reeded edge a little bit. I'm still going to put it on there for just the tiniest bit. I mean, not even a fraction of a pull on the stretcher, okay? So let's go over there. A lot of times I like to put this on the ring stretcher just to help, it'll soften that reeded edge ever so little bit where we ran the deburring tool and filed it. It'll just soften that up just a hair. And honestly, I'm so close on size, that's about all I really need. So I'm just going to go that much, and push, and push. That's all. That's probably enough. I can feel the difference. You can absolutely feel that it feels better. And I am right at my 11, okay? Double check both directions. Still at 11. So we are good to go. This ring is ready to go. You know what I'm going to do before I go ahead and show you the other ring? I'm going to hit this with some steel wool off camera. Then I'll come back and show you what it's looking like, because that will give you a good idea of what this ring is going to look like. Okay, so here we go. There is the coin ring we just made. Canada, 1949. I'll put this on the carousel when it's done so you can see the whole thing. But you see, that is a pretty ring. I'm really happy with that. Now I just got to decide how to finish it. Okay, and then now I just want to show you real quick the treat that I had in the oven was this copper ring. This is made from a copper round. And after just a natural finish brushed out with some steel wool, I went ahead and clear coated the entire thing with gloss clear coat so it can be worn without turning your finger a million different colors. Beautiful, huh? Okay, so there you have it, the special ring that got its clear coat this morning, and then here's that Canadian 50-cent piece. Still not sure what kind of a finish I want to put on this. Make some rings. Get out there, have some fun with it. All right, this is Paul from Fat Guy Productions. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, click subscribe, click the little bell, and that'll let you know anytime I upload a new video. I'm going to get out of here. Until next time, have a great, fantastic, amazing, super awesome day, and be good.